Good evening, Mike.
Evening, mate. You all right?
Evening.
Can you guys hear and see me okay?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think, well, in fact, I know we're going to have a slightly less people on the call tonight. So, Sam, Pancake Day. Sam, when you're watching this back, come on, man. No, I'm playing. Look, you got to do what you got to do. I think Craig's doing the same with his kids. You know, it's all good. Gorka is, I know Gorka was looking at being on at 6:30, so a little bit later. So we may have wrapped up by then. Evening, Kev. Good evening, Kev. I was just saying to the guys, it's going to be a bit of a quieter one tonight because we've got Sam doing Pancake Day with the kids, which is totally cool. Craig's doing the same. I think Troy's doing the same. He's got to put some family time in with the kids, you know, and the wife. And I think Gorka was going to be on late anyway, so it may just be that we have a shorter call. But that being said, if through the call anything comes up you do want to talk about or share or have a hot seat, then we've got a little bit more opportunity because obviously there's a few less on the call. So just to give you a heads up, I'm going to record the call for all the guys and they can watch it back. So what I'm going to do is I normally like to share something in terms of like maybe something that I've learned this week or something that I've been working on. But what I'm thinking is going to be most beneficial is if we just do that next week when we've got like the full quota of people here, because it's not always the same when you watch it back on the replay. It's so beneficial, like being on the call, because you just get the energy. It's almost like the difference between watching a live football match in the flesh, the atmosphere, like just the feeling of it compared to watching it on like TV or the highlights is just not the same at all. So I'm thinking the best value is if I just push that till next week, and that'd be the same with a couple of the questions that the guys have got in the group as well. So if you're watching this back on the replay and you've got some questions specifically to Troy and Gorka, I think the most benefit for you guys and everyone in the group is if we just cover them next week. Just before we go into the group, any questions or anything that anyone wanted to go over tonight?
No, I think things are clear.
Awesome. All right, cool. If anything does come up, give me a little shout. You can write in the chat and we'll jump on a quick hot seat. So let's go into the group. Okay. Okay. All right, let's kick off with the wins of the week. So, Sam Mendoza cycled the furthest I have by 4 miles in a pretty good time. Lost some more weight, made great progress on the business plan too. All right, awesome work, Sam. When you see this back, yeah, great work, big wins. So keep going, awesome stuff. All right, Kevin Jones managed 10K steps on Friday, gained 2 new clients for health and safety advice, and lost a little weight. Awesome, great work, Kev. Mr. Richardson, great confident radio interview today. Able to deal with a difficult situation with my ex and none of the usual gut-wrenching feelings or indeed any feelings at all. Proud about not getting wound up or becoming engaged in unhealthy situations. Yeah, me and Kev talked about that. We have our calls on a Tuesday morning and we talked actually quite a bit about that this morning. I think for me, there's so much growth in that. And, you know, we're not going to go into too much details, obviously, what we talked about, but, you know, just not reacting to situations, just no reaction, just, yeah, I'm not going to let your feelings or what's going on in your life affect my life. I think that's fucking awesome. Apologies for swearing. Called by a headhunter last week about a new vacancy following a review of my experience and LinkedIn profile. declined, but nice nonetheless. Yeah, look, and I'm a big believer in if you put out, I'm not going to use the word good vibes, but I feel like I actually am going to. But if you put out good vibes, good things come back. It's like that saying of like living in abundance and just, you know, being a good person. And if you keep putting those things out, then good things come back. So I'm a genuine believer in that. And I think there's a reason why when things are going well, things actually come to you. I'm not going to get too deep if the universe is listening, but you know what I mean. All right. Finally heard from Ellie, who I have not seen since the end of September. Looking forward to seeing her soon, although no date yet. Awesome. Yeah, Kev, like great wins. All right, Mr. Craig Day, who will watch this back on the replay. Losing noticeable fat on body, which is bringing more definition, especially on the chest and shoulders and top part of the stomach. Yeah, nice work, man. Finally beating that chick from America over a week of running miles. Look, if we had Craig, I'd definitely be having him on a hot seat for that, but we'll have to wait till next week. All right, giving my son a great birthday, even though we're in lockdown. Fuck COVID. Yeah, I'm sure the kids have had a great time. Just to give you guys that are on the call and Craig watching this back, Craig's an incredible dad. I think like he's one of my best and closest friends, but he is an incredible dad and loves those kids to bits. And I'd imagine no matter what's been going on in COVID that he's really been looking after them. In fact, I know he has because I see it. So I'm sure Malachi would have had a great birthday. And that thing you got him, I don't know if anyone else has seen that little toy, like little car thing, looked pretty cool. So I don't think the kids are having any problems there. All right. Got through the weekend with no alcohol when I was gagging for a beer. Yeah, big wins. And then Sam, number 2, lol. Yeah, that's funny. She's been a thorn in my side, mate, topping the table most weeks. But like 1 or 2, 0.1 or 0.2 of a mile. Very annoying. All right. So, Gorka's wins. Love yourself. Mindset achieved. Clarity over confusion regarding fitness and nutrition. Relationship at work. Good progress on both. Yeah, just sort of touching on that, like getting to a point where you do have some clarity on fitness and nutrition is a really good place to be. Because I was talking with Gorka on our call last week, and there's so much bullshit in the industry that you don't necessarily know who to believe or who to trust. And I used to get sort of sucked into it, like, oh, fat's bad and sugar's bad. And I remember sort of, you know, we're not infallible being fitness pros by any means, by the way. And I remember sort of like looking in supermarkets and thinking, can I eat that? Can I not eat that? And once you kind of get that clarity, just frees up a huge amount of headspace. So that's a really big win. 5 of 6 to 7K runs and 3 training sessions in the park. Not far from my perfect day after reviewing with me last Thursday. All right, great wins, Gorka. Okay, Mr. Michael Thorpe, wins of the week. First 5K in under 30 minutes, then challenged myself to beat 28 minutes. Did 5K in 27:59 the next day. Do you know what? Like, I always think stuff like that is just like really incredible. How you have this goal, and maybe it takes like so long to achieve it, and then once you achieve it, like you've just literally beat it by like 2 minutes. It's just like incredible how that happens. Almost like the story of what's his name, the guy that Roger Bannister, who done the first 4-minute mile, and then because he achieved it, loads of other people achieved it. So yeah, mate, that's awesome, Mike. Fastest 10K achieved today, not 2 minutes off my previous time. All right, awesome wins. Lost some weight, got divorce proceedings moving, and had a positive meeting with solicitor who advised me on stuff I was previously unaware of. Ordered a small work jacket back in January to see how far I was away from fitting into it. It arrived at the start of last week, and to my surprise, it fitted with a little room to spare too. Yeah, man, awesome wins, Mike. Loving it. To be honest, like just going through all the wins, just absolutely loving the energy in the whole group at the moment. All right, Troy, hit PBs in the gym with weights. 3 sets of 80k bench press for 6 times and 2 sets of 70 kilogram incline bench for 6. Guns coming along nicely now. Nice one. All right, managed to get a few runs in as well, which I'm very happy with. Wife seems happier this week than she has been for a while. Alla friggin' Eula. It's a good job this is a private group, right? Think down to communication between us has improved a lot, which has been great for both of us. Not really too much to need to say about that, right? Communication's key, and that I'm not going to get into relationship advice, it's not my place, but in any relationship, I think communication is absolutely key. Right, everyone on the call and everyone watching these back, absolutely loving the wins. Not just fitness, stepping up, relationship work. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Right. Yeah, Craig's sort of sharing some insights and some stuff he's been listening to. So that for everyone on the replay and you guys on the call as well, if you do want to share some stuff that you feel like's adding value or relevant, like I've listened to this, I think it's really cool, feel free to share it. I want this group to be open like that, where you can share it. I know you will do it as well. So I know Mike shared his thing with his son down there, which is awesome. And Craig's T-Bone's massive steak. All right, help needed. So I'm going to get Troy on a hot seat next week because I think this will be beneficial for the whole group. I'm going to do the same with Gorka as well. So Gorka, if you're watching this back, we're going to do the same as well. I think we'll do hot seats for both of those because I think it'd be more beneficial for the group as well. Mike, we'll have a quick chat. And also anyone else watching this, if you've got anything, feel free to share it and post it in the group. Anything cookbook or recipe book wise. I might have a few things as well that I can recommend. I think, is it A Taste of Nom or something? I think they're pretty good. Yeah. I'll share something in the group afterwards. Right, what's everyone working on? Okay, Mr. Thorpe, week off this week. So I'm working on the following. Run at least 70k this week. This will be my biggest week in terms for kilometers for a week. Teaching myself new techniques to deal with children when they get a bit too much. Calm approach. Yeah, love that. Reading Loving What Is and setting a time aside to finish the book. Great book. Son's got a school project, so making sure I spend time with him doing it correctly. Taking myself away from work and turning off all communication from the team. Yeah, that's important. All right, good stuff. Kevin Jones, a COVID return to work plan and ISO audits. All right, awesome, good stuff. Okay, Mr. Richardson, working more on my goals and visions and aiming to complete this by next call with Mike. Need to get back into my exercise, not done any since Thursday, has had a constant headache since then, and I still have and not felt good enough to exercise and need to catch up. Yeah, look, you know, these things happen. So with that situation, I think it's just a case of anything, just managing it and, you know, looking after yourself, keep on doing those processes with the water and, you know, things to try and manage yourself as well. All right, Mr. Troy Clement, lifting to max this week. Journaling, a little more cardio as well, even just walking. So me and Troy have been working on a program together and it's pretty tough actually. So Troy's lucky enough, just to give you some insights, to have some gym stuff in his garage. So I know the gyms have been closed for everyone else. It's really frustrating. Troy's got some stuff in his garage and he's got some quite good bits of kit. So we've been working towards something, and it's a tough program where you work to a maximal week. So that's a big breakthrough there for Troy and really cool to work towards. All right, Craig Day. Keep plugging away at the training. Yeah, not too long till the event now. Dropping my miles slightly as I'm coming towards my charity event and don't want to be burnt out. Yeah, that's important. Fighting the mental side, dropping my miles and not feeling like I'm slacking, if that makes sense. And then Mike's commented, Craig, most people would be happy to do the miles. You do in 1 week over a month, mate. This challenges your goal. Just keep that in focus. Yeah, guys, like, again, if you ever want to add anything to what people have wrote and feel like you can comment and add, it's all good. We're all here to help and support each other. Craig, if you're watching this back, you've got to look after yourself on rest days as much as training days. The recovery for what you're doing is going to be so important. And if you think about an athlete training for the Olympics, they don't go flat out until the Olympics. They look at peaking on that specific day. And that's your Olympics, is this charity event. So you've got to bear that in mind when you're leading up to it. Okay, Gorka. Progress to gain clarity over confusion in relationships and work. Although some decisions are out of my control, hence be patient and slowly moving on forward by accepting. 5 reasons why I can't live my perfect day for my call on Thursday. Some physiotherapists recommended exercise to ease lower back pain. All right, awesome. Like I said, absolutely loving the energy in terms of like the wins, the help needed, just everything that you're bringing to these calls. I think it's really awesome to see, and anything that gets shared, feel free to do it. Cool. Mike, what we do is have a quick chat with you, if that's all right. And then, guys, what we do, because I know there's probably not as much to go over or talk question-wise, I'll get everyone, as we've only got a few, we'll jump on a quick hot seat with each other, and we'll get everyone to share a win as well. Okay, so what we do, Mike, I'll swing back around to you, give everyone a chance to think about a win, and then gives you a chance to think about a win as well. So in terms of recipe books and cookbooks, are you just looking to just see what anyone else is like working on, or anything that they found that's really good for them?
Yeah, mate. I mean, there's so much stuff out there, like with cookbooks and what's good and what's not. Meal prepping, not meal prepping, high calorie, low calorie, high protein, whatever. Just wonder if anything's got any goods. Like, there's a meal prep book I actually got bought for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to have a look through, going through some of that. But I was just wondering if anyone else had anything that was of interest, with some decent recipes and decent food which you don't mind eating consistently.
All right. I'll share a couple of things in the group afterwards.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple of books.
I think the Nom one was one of the books that was recommended.
A Pinch of Nom, I've heard that's really good. Yeah. The only things that I would just be looking at as well, because I know like Joe Wicks does a lot as well. Yeah. Shredded Chef. Yeah, I've got that book in my garage actually.
See, I've got the I've got the Joe Wicks one, but the problem is it doesn't give you the calories or contents and everything. Which
that's exactly what I was going to say.
Unless you're following a plan,
the calories or the protein, and it was basically because he kind of, when he was doing his books, he didn't really talk about calories, because it was like, as long as you do your HIIT workouts, doesn't really matter what you do food wise, which now kind of gone around to the calorie deficit and how important that is. So that's changed. So I think the recipes are probably good, but if we know it's really good to track and know what the food is, you know, the calorie wise, then that's all I'd say. Whatever you're getting, just make sure that, you know, it's just not necessarily make sure, but it's just beneficial to know what the calories
what's
are.
What's in it.
Yeah, what's in it, right? Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's the only things that if I was looking for anything, the main things I'd want is obviously tasty, balanced, healthy food, but I'd also want to know what the calories are and the protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've recently been actually for quite a while. We've been doing the Gusto, and you've got Hello Fresh. There's a few different ones. You know, you know, you can look at it and feel it might be a little bit expensive, but then also you could spend like 20-30 quid on a takeaway, so that might be 3 or 4 meals a week. And the other thing is, you know, with stuff like that, you know, you don't have to go shopping, there's no waste, you just use what's there, and it's very calorie controlled. So I actually think those sort of things, and this is for everyone in the group, yeah, you know, yeah, it is, it saves time, it's calorie controlled, you know, it's good balance. The other good thing for stuff like that is you can actually try a range of lots of different foods, which we have done. I think that's really great. And the other thing is, I've recently been, look, first of all, if you can meal prep, it's probably the best and most effective way, and probably the most cost efficient. If you meal prep all your own foods, there's also the caveat of like that takes time and, you know, energy. Whereas if you get things delivered, you know, less time, less energy, probably a little bit more money, but you know, yeah, the shredded chef's good. I've like I said, I've got that book in my garage. You know what, like nowadays I'd imagine everything you wanted to find would just be on the internet. Like, there's so much information now, isn't there? But that doesn't mean to say there isn't some value in having some books and literally having it out of a cookbook and like sharing it, I don't know, with your missus, where you go through and like you go, you know, I don't know if you set like a meal plan or something like that, there's definitely some value to that. I've just started getting the gold standard sort of meal preps just to try them out. I think it was like 30 quid for 10 meals, which I think is, you know, pretty good. They're probably like lunch size, so I just add some veg to it. But I'm like, I could probably spend 20-30 quid on a takeaway, so that's like 10 meals. And look, I hold my hands up, it's a bit lazy, but you know, if it makes your life easier and then you can do some of the things you like doing or want to do, then I'm kind of all for it in a way.
Yeah.
You know. Good. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to go over?
Not in terms of questions, mate. No, it's good.
All right, cool. So we're going to swing back by. I can't talk today. I've had quite a few coaching calls. I'm not being able to get my words out. It's just been a disaster. I'm going to swing back round and we'll get you a win. Is that cool?
Yeah, it's cool.
All right. So we're just going to go through the list. So we're going to go to Darren first. I just want you to share a win that's not necessarily in the group, if that's cool. I know I'm putting it on you, but this is what's going to happen every week now. I want to share a win and actually have a quick chat about it. You off? Yeah, Darren. Evening.
Evening. You all right?
Yeah, good, thanks. You?
I'm feeling a bit bloated and fat at the minute. I've had too much champagne and cake at the weekend. I had a few days off. It was my 50th on Sunday, so that was my win.
Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot to share a belated birthday in the group. I'm going to do that as soon as we get off the call. Yeah, happy birthday for the weekend.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't advertise it on Facebook. I kind of keep it private between friends, family, and of course my VIP people. So yeah, just literally had a few days off. So I'm feeling a little fat, although I did get down to my lowest weight last week, which was 61.6, I think it was. So I'm well on the way to losing a good few kilos. I might have put on a few pounds since then, but overall I'm quite happy. I'm very content with myself at the minute. But that's not just because of my birthday. I'm just thinking with the whole things that we've talked about in our last talk session. So yeah, I'm pretty good.
Awesome. You look very happy.
I'm happy. Yeah, I've had a couple of days off work as well because it's been quite busy still in January, and I thought, you know, I just need some time out for myself. It was a good break since Christmas and New Year. So yeah, and kind of feeling a bit more confident with work and a few things overall. So it's good. I'm preparing to come back to the UK in about 3 weeks' time, so I'll see how that goes.
All right. Is there anything? Are you still drunk?
I have sobered up in the last hour or so because I did have a bit of a stomach ache, and but I was so committed that I wanted to do this still because I'm probably one of the first guys that were in this along with Kevin, so I'm mindful that I might not have so many more going forward, and I just want to make the most of it because it's very therapeutic for me.
Look, it's awesome. If you can't enjoy your 50th
What's your
birthday,
haircut? I'm really, my hair's really grown.
wow.
I seriously need a haircut. I do. yeah, I'm hiding it. Yeah, I haven't had a haircut in 6 months, so.
All right.
We can't always
really-
be self-sufficient like Troy, you know.
Yeah, Troy he looks good, doesn't he? He seems to get his haircut done.
Yeah,
It's
he
all like
does.
looking fresh, and it's like, what's going on there? All right.
Yeah,
Was there anything?
that's seriously bad. Like my hair is very long.
Was there anything that you wanted to go over tonight, Darren?
Yeah, I suppose that if anything, it's just, you know, you talked earlier during the day on text a little bit, and it kind of brought up the fact that, you know, we're a pretty good group. I'm almost feeling a little bit anxious now, like post this group and how I'm going to cope with it. I felt really anxious the last day or two thinking about it. I just want to see how other people might seem to, you know, cope with it really more than anything. I'm sure I'll be okay, like with others, but I would miss the you know, this kind of group session. Yeah, okay, you can still talk on Facebook, etc. But I feel like a bit, maybe I feel like a bit upset a little bit actually.
All right.
And I shouldn't do really, because
yeah, look, well, let's talk about that on obviously our one-to-one call. I've got like obviously some insights and thoughts, but it's more around like that feeling. I guess, look, we all like to be part of something. People like to be part of something, especially a group where you can be open and everyone's honest in here and everyone's supporting each other. So just to give you some insights, like going forward, there will always be the opportunity to be part of this group. Whether I don't know exactly what that looks like right now, but there will always be the opportunity to be part of this group, because I actually want to make this group even bigger and better and help more people.
Sure.
So, you know, I want to, obviously I'm keeping it going no matter what, and I want it to build. And also, like, there's other areas that I maybe want to go into, depending on what that looks like, and if people want to join, you know, maybe like a retreat where we all get together or certain things. So there's always going to be opportunity to be in the group and other aspects added on as well. So that's important.
No, that's good, because I know there's not like an alumni like we talked to before about it. So, you know, it's kind of finding like that, you know, that post mic experience type of thing.
There'll always be the group. Yeah. I mean, unless I, you know, unless I for whatever reason I can't do it. But for me, like obviously I love the one-to-one coaching, but there's also this group's built and the community we've got here, so that's always going to be available.
That's great. Thanks, Mike.
All right, okay. All right. Let's go to Kevin Richardson.
I ain't got none.
No wins.
No wins. No. No. Well, I mean, I just kind of following on from Darren, really. I mean, it's just, you know, I suppose if there's a win out of any of this, apart from the mindset and the mentality and the fitness and the nutrition, so not much. You know, the fact that, you know, we've been able to find a new bunch of friends with like-minded kind of beliefs and ambitions, and, you know, the fact that people want to continue that afterwards. And I mean, that's probably one of the greatest wins of all, isn't it? So, you know, it's just great to be part of it. So, you know, long may it continue in whatever vein that might be. And I think we'll carry on pressing each other, you know, pushing each other on no matter what on Facebook and everything else. But, you know I said to you ages ago, bloody COVID permitting, it would be nice just to meet up at some point if we can and do a joint training session and just, see each other in the flesh. So, I suppose as a win, not that we're feeling kind of nostalgic or deflated about the process coming to an end, that it's because it's always going to be there. The biggest takeaway for me is finding a new bunch of mates that have got similar goals and ambitions and think the same way. So you can't really ask for more than that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I will be arranging something when COVID does end and we can meet and actually see face to face. And to be honest, like in terms of like what that looks like, there will be some self-development stuff, and it's a great group environment. There'll be individual calls if we do this, or but it'd be really good, like in terms of like your growth to do that. And it's a different type. Obviously, it's a completely different energy to like one-to-one calls or group. Like you'll be doing some things that are probably push you out your comfort zone, but in a good way.
Cool.
Nervous laughter and smiling.
I got to hit a challenge head on.
100%. Anything else you wanted to add, Kev?
No, I mean I'm lucky. I had my call this morning, so we covered most of our stuff this morning. So no, all good, Mike. Thanks. Oh, sorry,
Awesome.
Michael.
All right, cheers, Kev. We're going to go to Kevin Jones.
Okay, good evening, guys. I've had a couple of wins, actually. The first one was numerous times eating half a plate of vegetables, including sprouts. I've never been a fan of sprouts. I think the other night we had a medley of, I think it was sprouts, cabbage, leeks and carrots and a bit of sweet potato all mashed together, obviously through a blender, and it was great. So yeah, that's a definite win for me. And the other win, technical. I bought a new iPhone about 3 weeks ago, and I finally managed to get around on Saturday to setting it up properly. Where I actually decided that the best thing to do was to Google the easiest way, and I didn't realize how simple it actually was by just placing two phones together, and they magically do it. Yeah, so that was basically 2 wins. I've just ordered, while we've been on the call, the Shredded Chef book on Amazon, and that's £10.80, and that'll be delivered tomorrow on Prime. So look forward to going through that. As I said numerous times, my wife's a great cook, yeah, can't wait to get that book. So yeah, all good stuff. We had a bit of a cheat on Saturday for Valentine's, my wife's birthday. We actually had a takeaway, but I had just grilled chicken and salad, and we had a couple of glasses of wine, and it was very nice. Whereas normally we'd have probably had a massive pizza or something. Yeah, it was very, very enjoyable. So yeah, good few days. We've obviously got our call tomorrow, Michael. Yeah. We'll go into more detail.
Yeah, look, it's awesome. And you know what's really funny as well? It's like the two sides to technology. They're getting the new iPhone and waiting to maybe like, what does it look like? Because I'm just to give everyone who knows me in the group, I'm a bit of a technophobe. Although I run an online business, like I need it. But I would kind of be the same, but like anxious about, is all my stuff going to go onto the phone and putting it off? So like the flip of like, you got it sorted, but then also how good's technology? You literally ordered a book whilst we're on the group coaching call from Amazon, and it'll probably be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like technology, like it's incredible, right? But it's also like, if you're not into it, it could also feel a little bit like daunting, like losing your contacts, or just like, fucking hell, I've got to like transfer things over. Yeah. My phone's like 3 or 4 years old. I know I probably need a new one, but it's a bit silly, but I'm just a bit of a technophobe. Yeah. But also love aspects of it too.
Yeah, and so the last time I did it, which you said was probably a couple of years ago, and you had to then put back everything up to the cloud and swap it all over, and that's what I was trying to do. And then I decided to have it's like everything, nothing comes in the instruction book. So I decided to have a quick Google, and it says quite clearly, turn them both on, and put the two together and push the magic button, and that's it. It did it in about 20 minutes. So yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff.
There's also some learnings there that, you know, most of these things aren't as bad as we think, right?
Yep.
All right, nice one. Cheers for that, Kev. We are going to go to Mr. Thorpe, and we will wrap up after that. It's going to unmute you, mate. Okay, Mike. What's your win for the week? Added to obviously what was in the group. Some massive wins, by the way. Just massive wins.
I'm getting a little bit emotional with all this end of the road stuff. Like, Christ. It was bringing me to tears almost. No, I think, to be honest, mate, just touching on some of the wins I put in the group, because obviously my week kind of runs from Thursday to Thursday, so I'm kind of halfway through. Yeah, obviously trying to hit 70k this week with the running, which is going well. It's only Tuesday and I've done 30k already. So that's been tough, especially with the weather the way it is as well. So I'm trying to get up to like Craig standard just for 1 week, and I want to try beat this American bird as well. So I'm just going to keep pushing myself.
Hold on. Are we just sort of lean project ganging up on this random American?
Basically, yeah. I mean, I've got to go back to work next week, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to walk. So anyway, yeah. So, and to be honest, it's the biggest win this week. Like I said, I've spent majority of the time with Charlie as well. So he's got his school project to do, which is always fun to do a school project. And considering he's only 4, he told me on Friday he was bringing home the class pet fish. And I was bricking it because I've got a cat for a start. And I had fish when I was younger and I killed them all within a week. So I was thinking, shit, I'm going to literally murder this fish in a couple of days. Luckily, he pulled it out of the bag and it was just a cuddly toy, much to my happiness. So, yeah, I've got to take Charlie and this fish to places and take pictures. And then I've got to write a report on it on the end of the week. So, yeah, that's my big win, is to complete that and not forget to do it as well. So, yeah, apart from that, it's been a pretty good week so far.
Dude, that's funny. But, like, were you literally thinking, shit, he's actually bringing home like a real life fish?
Yeah. I was literally having arguments with his mum about whether she was going to have it at her house because I got a cat. I was thinking the cat's going to eat it, the kids are going to start crying. That's it, game over. Charlie's going to be hated for the rest of the school year. Like, end of. But yeah, luckily it's about, a foot size angelfish. So yeah.
Give us an update next week.
Yeah, I will do. I'll write the book. I think I've done more than the other parents already.
Anything else you want to go with tonight, mate?
No, it's all good, mate. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Cheers, guys. For you guys that are on the call and for everyone watching the replay, for me, like, I've been reading a little bit of a book actually called Relentless. It's quite an interesting book. It's basically a top level coach to like NBA, mainly working with like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. And it just talks about how people can often talk a good game. You know, they say they're going to do these things and they have these ideas, and in a way it's kind of actually pointless unless you take action. I just wanted to sort of leave you with that tonight of like, you know, you're all in this group because you've taken action like daily, moving towards goals and being like wanting to be better and wanting to be fitter and, you know, impacting your families and your work life. So, you know, be really proud of the fact you are stepping up and taking action like every day. So that's awesome to see. And yeah, keep working hard.
Good.
Right. Cheers, guys.
Michael, before we go, we changed our timing to 7:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
Are we still using the link that you sent me for the original 10 o'clock?
Yeah, I'll edit it at my end. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same
good.
link.
Cheers, guys.
All right. Cheers, guys. Have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.